Alright, this video is on applications of rational equations, and this is a word problem, so these can be a little tricky. Just make sure you read it through several times. Don't give up on the first try. Write down what you know, um, and try to figure out what the unknown is. So let's read through this. The denominator of the fraction 3/5 is decreased by a certain amount so that the resulting fraction is 4/5. What is that amount? So the denominator of the fraction 3/5 is decreased by a certain amount so that the resulting fraction is 4/5. So I know this sounds confusing, but that kind of means the denominator of the fraction, let's identify that, that's 5. Right? So when that's decreased, we get 80%. So when the denominator gets smaller, right, that's a bigger piece of the pie. Right now we have 3/5, but if this were decreased to 4, we'd have 3/4. So that would go 3/5 is roughly 3 divided by 5. Oh, wrong thing. 3 divided by 5. Oh man. 3 divided by 5 is 0.6, right? 60%. So if the denominator is decreased to 3/4, this goes up to 75%. So that's kind of what they mean by decreasing the denominator increases the fraction. So what they mean there is, so we have again 3/5, that's 60%. If I were to decrease this to 4, right, 3/4, then we'd have 75%. 3 divided by 4 equals 75%. So this is clearly decreased to a certain amount where we get 4/5, which is 80%, right? 4 divided by 5 is 80%. So how are we going to do that? Well, let's set up an equation. X is clearly our unknown, and that's what we're decreasing the denominator by. So we're subtracting something, right, from 5, and the resulting fraction will be 3 divided by 4 divided by 5. And it's not like, I know this looks weird that 3 goes to 4 and 5 goes to 5, right? It doesn't quite make sense, but whatever fraction we'll get, it'll be some form of 4/5. So, I mean, why not solve this? I would just cross multiply these. 4 times 5 minus x equals 15. 3 times 5. Okay, so 20 minus x equals, 20 minus 4x, sorry, equals 15. We get 5 equals 4x, and you get 5/4 equals x. So what is that amount? Well, the amount is 5/4. But I know that looks a little weird here, so let's plug that back in and see what we get. 3 divided by 5 minus 5/4 equals 4/5, presumably. So let's make this a common denominator here. Over 4 we would get 20/4. So that on the bottom we get, let's move this down, we get 16/4. Oh, sorry about that. I made a little mistake there. On the bottom, 20/4 minus 5/4, that's 15/4. If I'm right, 15/4. And so let's just take this out first. So then 3 divided by 15/4 is 3 times 4 divided by 15, which is 12/15, which equals 4/5. So this is exactly what we get. We get 4/5 equals 4/5. So our x must be 5/4. And again, what we did here, we read the question. It says when we reduce the denominator, we get 4/5. And so we said the denominator minus something is 4/5. Or 3 over the denominator minus something is 4/5. solve for x by cross multiplication. You get x equals 5/4, and that is our solution right here.